What Soludo did to Peter Obi's image on Channels TV. Soludo dismisses Peter Obi's investment for Anambra, and he said it's worth next to nothing. Governor Soludo of Anambra State had an exclusive interview about his 2023 budget for the state with Channels Television. And the correspondent, Seun Okin, asked him questions relating to his predecessor, Peter Obi's. And as governor of the state, he told Seun Okin that he is turning the interview to be about Peter Obi, who is the current presidential candidate of Labour Party. Then Seun Okin asked Governor Soludo if he's looking to invest public funds in the private sector, just like Peter Obi did when he ruled Anambra State. Governor Soludo revealed that from his knowledge, the purported investments now worth next to nothing. He revealed that he won't be investing Anambra State resources in the private sector when the state is in dire need of infrastructural investment to help cushion the effect of things like recent flooding. And reactions afterwards shows viewers expected the governor to ignore the question rather than answer in, giving an answer which many people consider unnecessary. Watch the video and I'll be right back.
I don't know why you're turning the interview about Peter Obi.
No, I'm just making reference because right? These are things. Well, I made reference to former governor Obi
Shehu, our interview is about my 2023 budget. I'm not talking about the investments of either any of my predecessors. By the way, the one that you talk about, I don't know about that. I mean, I think there was something I read about somebody speculated about the value of whatever investment. What I've seen today, the value of those investments is worth next to nothing. So let's leave that aside. Let's focus on the kind of thing that first of all, you got to rebuild the public infrastructure.
You see, many people expected Soludo should have tactically avoided that question rather than say it's next to nothing. And nobody knew Sam Miller will drop. What if it had appreciated? It's not the work of Peter Obi to make Sam Miller appreciate or depreciate. And I think everyone has his own way of going about leadership, like the state level. As Soludo should understand that Abasha go mad. He should understand that after the race we count the man. For now, let him not say he has arrived. Though I want him to do well because it's for the benefit of Anambra. So it's a matter of time. But for him to pass Peter Obi's, assess Peter Obi's performance in that way, I feel it's a kind of ridicule. There are certain questions you can choose to dodge. You mustn't answer everything. We know the press people are tactical. They have a way of trying to bring out, something in you. They want you to comment, and once you comment, it could be misconstrued. But this Soludo's comment is so clear. He acted as if he wants to avoid the statement, but in a statement, in a comment, he destroyed several things about Peter Obi. What if he had kept calm and just said, I am here to discuss about my budget and this and that. And while he discussed his budget, people have picked pins in it. Some people are saying, what about the 100 billion he borrowed? Has he made any reference to that in the budget thing he wants to discuss? Those who live in glass houses, they don't throw stones. You will test it 8 years like Peter Obi. And because of the way you have chosen to go about it, you will be assessed like that. You have to treat others the way you want them to treat you. For me, I think Soludo, I'm talking to Soludo, our governor, he should have tactically avoided that statement. At least the chairman cannot pull it out of his mouth by force. Or what do you think? Let's get to our next story. Keyamo destroys his career trying to defend Tinubu's drug case. According to various circulated online reports, the US has released a document showing Tinubu's involvement in narcotics and money laundering about 30 years ago. During the days of Chicago. And in defense of this new political boss, and as a spokesperson for the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, in a Channels TV program, claimed Bola Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, forfeited $460,000 to the United States government as tax on investment in a deduction from one of the accounts domiciled in the U.S. banks. Keyamo had also claimed Tinubu was not treasurer of any narcotics group, as being speculated, says Tinubu APC presidential campaign flag bearer. However, David Hundeyin, you know him, he's an investigative journalist. While reacting to Keyamo's defense of Tinubu, he took to the social media, calling Keyamo a despicable liar and a miserable, mediocre lawyer, and throwing a challenge in an open debate between the two to defend the claim. According to Hundeyin, he wrote, Mr. F. Keyamo, I put it to you that you are a despicable liar and a miserably mediocre lawyer. You cannot lie like this in 2022. I will destroy you in less than 7 minutes if you agree to discuss this story with me on a TV station of your choice. This is an open challenge. I understand Keyamo has been appointed to defend Tinubu as a spokesperson for Tinubu's presidential campaign. But to lie is not easy. Just like the first matter we talked about, Soludo, talking about assessing Peter Obi's performance, I think Keyamo should avoid certain questions. Because by doing so, he's putting his credibility at test. For example, look at what he's trying to defend. What a lot of people have known that is obvious. And now, David Hundeyin, I know Keyamo will not dare go for such debate. David Hundeyin, everybody knows his track record in investigation. If Keyamo tries, okay, let's go on that debate, he will rubbish Keyamo's career, and Keyamo will be worthless for he will not. So, what I'm trying to say here, don't defend what you don't know, or what you know, but it is not right to defend. You don't defend everything. There are certain things you tell me about somebody I'm defending, and if I'm sure the person is culpable, is involved in what you say, and you are right, I will dodge that and talk about other things that expose myself. When we had Tinubu had drug case in the United States, a lot of people are like, these are attacks that are common with electioneering and politics, because he has indicated interest to run for presidency. But with what Hundeyin said, and Keyamo not giving it a try as in debate, something has been established. A lot of people who are not agreeing with the story might begin to agree with that. So mind what you say. Forget the press. They will not pull it out of your mouth. Yes, of course, they have a tactical and deceitful way of trying to pull something from you. Say what you are sure of. You can keep mute sometimes. If you don't know what to say, tell them next question, than defending what is so obvious. And in rounding up, EFCC boasts Bauer fears jail term, returns ex-Air Force Chief's Range Rover Sports SUV to release seized 40 million naira. Bauer was sentenced by FCT High Court for contempt for failing to comply with an earlier court order. EFCC had noted its executive chairman didn't disregard the order of the Federal High Court given on November 21st, 2018. According to the anti-graft agency, the said order was given 3 years before Bauer became EFCC chairman on March 5th, 2022. Meanwhile, the EFCC boss Abdul Rashid Bauer has returned the Range Rover Sport SUV, and it was confiscated by the anti-graft agency from Air Vice Marshal Rufus Ojuawo, and he also approved the refund of his seized 40 million naira. Also, while reacting to the ruling by Justice Chizoba Oji of the Federal High Court sentencing Mr. Bauer to prison for contempt for failing to comply with an earlier court order, the EFCC in a statement said the ruling is surprising as it creates a wrong impression of the person of the executive chairman of the EFCC as encouraging impunity. The agency noted that Bauer didn't disregard the order of the Federal High Court in Abuja, given on November 21st, 2018, which was 3 years before he became EFCC chairman on March 5, 2022. As far as the relationship between the EFCC and the judiciary is concerned, the executive chairman, Mr. Abdul Rashid Bauer, has been an apostle of the rule of law, due process, and close collaboration between the two institutions in justice administration. And the EFCC went on to defend. They said, an investigator and the only chief executive of a law enforcement agency who regularly goes to court, the executive chairman will not tolerate impunity or disregard any lawful orders of the court. Said Abdul Rashid Bauer, in his capacity as executive chairman of EFCC since March 5th, 2022, did not disregard any order of courts. For the benefit of the public, the said order of the FCT High Court was given on November 21st, 2018, 3 years before Abdul Rashid became EFCC chairman. Well, I don't even know what to say. It is common with this Buhari's government to disregard court orders. So I will not be surprised if Bauer did not respect, okay, they said he was not the EFCC boss at the time, but he inherited certain records, files, and he would have gone through the files. And I believe there might have been a reminder, guy, this is what happened though. This is what happened. Attend to this particular case. And okay, you remember the custom boss who was invited to the Senate? You remember his how he went with the Senate? They refused to agree. And it's only in the Nigerian setting that you can do certain things. Because you can't try it elsewhere. Where, some of them were, I had some of these ministers working with Buhari, or all these guys working with him, could be summoned in the Senate and nothing will happen to them. So when they said EFCC is trying to defend Bauer now, but I don't even know what to trust, because I understand how this particular government has disregarded the rule of law. Maybe Bauer is a different person, maybe. Or what do you think? Add your comments. And this is where we round up on this show. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Bye-bye for now.